Hi guys, welcome to the Chef's Backyard. Tonight I want to show you how to grill some fajitas. We'll also make Spanish rice and some grilled vegetables. I'm going to do it all on my Monument Grills Mesa 400. Now the reason I can do so much food is because the Mesa 400 has 4 burners and it's also got a side burner. So that way we can grill the zucchini, we can grill the fajitas, and we can cook the Spanish rice on the side burner. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to turn on the grill. We got the burners lit, and we'll let that heat up while we're doing our veggie prep. Let's see. First thing I want to do, let's go ahead and we'll season up the fajitas. We've got some beef sirloin for fajitas, and I'm just going to remove the plastic, and we're going to season it. So I have my Chef's Backyard flavor formula seasoning, and we're just going to season the meat with that. If you don't have my flavor formula seasoning, it's got Himalayan pink salt, chili powder, paprika, garlic, black pepper, onion, and cumin. Any of your meat seasonings will do. This one has kind of a big piece of tendon on it right there. Let me get that off. Now this is tenderized. You can tell because of all of the stripes on there, and so that's making it pretty easy to get off. But man, that's a big piece of tendon they left on there. That'll be kind of tough and hard to chew through. Let's take a look at the other ones. Oh, there's another one there too. Just slide your knife underneath it and use the blade of the knife to go up against that tendon, like if you're filleting a fish, like if you're removing the skin from fish. Same sort of motion, but yeah, that's going to be tough and chewy, so we want to get rid of some of that. And honestly, I mean, I'm able to get most of it with my thumb just by pressing underneath it. All right, let's take a little bit of that last piece off. So a lot of times for Tuesday, we'll do just Taco Tuesday ground meat. Today, I'm going to kick it up a little bit so I can use my Monument Grills Mesa 400. We'll go ahead and we'll season this up. Again, that's Himalayan pink salt, chili powder, paprika, garlic, black pepper, onion, and cumin. I was looking at Stephen Reichlin's Book of Rubs today, and he's got one that's pretty similar, except his adds sugar, and I don't think we need sugar in this. Not for tonight, right? Maybe if I was doing a catering, that way it'll sweeten it up just a little bit more. I have done a fajita where I used beef bouillon in there before, but for right now, we're just going to go ahead and use this one, okay? So there we have our fajitas. We'll set those over on the side table on the griddle. All right. So now I've got a little bit of veggie prep to do. We've got some peppers. I've got some onions. We've got some tomatoes. And I want to cut through all of that. So I had a roll of paper towels out here earlier. Oh, well. All right. We'll just use that. Okay. So we've got our zucchini. We'll take the tops off, take the tails off, and you can quarter them, you can slice them this way, whatever. I'm going to throw them on the grill, so I want them to be kind of big. So I'm just going to cut them like that. Again, cut them in half and then into quarters, and I will set those to the side. These little peppers, I'm going to use some in my rice, so we'll go ahead and cut some of those, and then we'll also grill some. Now these have a little seed pod in the middle. We'll kind of cut and remove those seeds. How are y'all doing tonight? I'm doing pretty good. Cooking dinner, grab all of those seeds. Now bell pepper seeds, jalapeno seeds, all of those, if they stay on your cutting board, your knife isn't going to cut right through them. Your knife is going to skip on them. So I always like to clean off the cutting board and try to get rid of all the seeds that I can. So let me dump those. All right. And then we're going to use this for some rice. So we'll just kind of rough chop them here. And same thing with our tomatoes. We're going to use some canned tomatoes. They're whole peeled tomatoes, but I want to cut them up just a little bit, and that'll go into our Spanish style rice. We'll take an onion. We'll do tops, tails, remove that. Clean up your cutting board a little bit. Remove the outer skin. And then same sort of deal, right? We just want to chop it about the same size, maybe a little bit smaller. Nobody wants to bite a big chunk of onion, right? All right, let's see. I brought some bowls out here. We'll get those guys over on that plate. And I'm just going to take these tomatoes and kind of chop through them. They got a lot of water in them. So you can just squeeze them by hand, but Since I've got a knife and a cutting board, I'm going to go ahead and take advantage of it and use it. All right, and there we've got our tomato sauce, right? So now we're all prepped up. Let's go on to the next step. Don't want to move that. Okay, let me switch the camera. What's up, everybody? How are y'all doing? All right, so there we've got the side burner. What's up, Mike? Hey, what's up, David? How are you? So we're going to go ahead and start our pan, and into that pan we're going to add some oil because we're going to get that hot and cook the rice. So this burner is 1200 BTUs, which is as powerful as one of your burners in your kitchen. And in there you can see I've got some oil, right? Oh, you're starting to love cooking? Cool, man. Yeah, it's getting really expensive to eat out, isn't it? One of the things that I like to do is to check that oil. Just take a couple of grains of rice and put them into that oil. And if you see them start dancing and bubbling away, then you know that your oil is hot enough, right? And so we're there. We're at that point. So now what you want to do for this kind of a rice dish is you want to brown your rice. So we're going to go ahead and add that in. I've got a cup and a half of rice. And I can already hear it cooking. But on this, you're going to stir, stir, stir because you want to get even browning throughout the whole dish. All right, you can see how they're changing colors. You got some that are going from kind of a clear to a more opaque color. And that's what you want. I have a how to cook rice video on my YouTube channel, Chef's Backyard. Oh yeah, David, only when work pays for it. Yep. All right, so we're starting to get some of that golden browning we're looking for. Part of the reason you do this is to keep the grains separate while they're cooking, and also to keep it at an even hardness so that way it absorbs the liquid at the same rate and all of your rice gets done at the same time. All right, so that's kind of what we're doing here. So I'm getting that browning. I'm going to add some tomatoes, some chicken bouillon. Okay, we're going to do about a tablespoon, and then I'm going to do some of my Chef's Backyard flavor formula. Again, that's got chili powder, cumin, onion, garlic, right, all of that stuff. So now into this, now that we've got that brown, we're going to add our onions and peppers, and then it's going to start cooking real fast. Sorry about blowing out your ears with that plate. You can also start with the onions and the oil, but I did this a little backwards. All right, now we're going to add those tomatoes, and if you can see all of that steam cooking off, that's good because it's going to concentrate that tomato flavor. You're cooking off the water, and that's all right. Because now we're going to add 3 cups of water. And as you can see, that 1200 BTUs is really rocking, man. It is super hot. And once we see some boiling, then I'm going to turn the heat down and cover it. And I can already see the water moving back here, over here. Almost looks like tortilla soup. All right, so now over here on the grill, this thing is all the way up. It's at 700 degrees. That's too hot. I'm going to turn it down some. But let's take a look at that grill. So this is the Monument Grills. It's the Mesa 400. And it's got those blue LEDs. It's got the Clearview glass. It's got the side burner we're cooking that Spanish rice on. It's got the side table. It's got doors with a towel handle. Electronic ignition. And this thing is sharp. All right. So now let's check back on that rice. It's coming up. I want to see that kind of bubbles in the middle. And once I get that in the middle, that's whenever I'll go ahead and turn down the heat. Ooh, that was a good view. You can see the flames underneath that pan. 1200 BTUs. That's solid, man. Stir, stir. All right, then I'm going to cover it, let it come up. And I'm going to bring the temperature down. but we'll keep an eye on it. And I'm going to set a timer. Let's see. I'll set a timer for 10 minutes, and then that way we can start cooking our other items. Let me go ahead and got some grilling spray, and I'm going to go ahead and spray the grates down over here, and then we'll add our zucchini. All right, and then we can spray those with some of the cooking spray too, and then I'll just season them with a little salt and pepper. Salt and pepper, and I bet you I'm going to start sneezing or coughing because of the pepper. All right, so that's good. Let's check in on that rice. So it's doing good. I'm going to go ahead and turn these two up pretty high, and then we're going to put our fajitas on there. Now, when you're doing these, they're thin, they cook fast, and so you're only going to cook them, I don't know, 3 or 4 minutes per side. You might get some shrinking on there. Clean up my workstation over here. We've got those peppers. I want to get a couple of those on the grill also. Now, these are sweet peppers. It's not a hot pepper. We'll do those. Hopefully those will get a little charred, a little blistered. On that rice, I'm going to go ahead and give it a stir. That way I make sure that the bottom's not sticking. Yeah, everything came up. So we did a good job in toasting it. Let's see. Let's take a look at those fajitas. Let's see. Let me give it a turn first. Oh man, that's terrible. All right, and then we'll turn that zucchini. Fajitas, you want to do them hot and fast, and that's what we've got going on right now. And if you can see, some of that fat is rendering out. Some of that fat is rendering out, and it's dropping down onto those flavor tamers, and you're getting some of that flavor bouncing back up. So I've been watching a lot of Arnie Tex, and he's been doing fajitas lately, and his method, he calls it the flippity flip. So we're going to just do this flippity flip, keep these guys turning, keep these guys moving. Maybe I turned this side down too low. I'll go ahead and turn it back up. And then since we've turned it over the halfway, I'll go ahead and season them again. We'll get a little oil on there. All right. Oil, salt, season those too. It'll be good. And a little black pepper. All right, let's check on that rice. That's at a pretty fast simmer. So I'm going to turn this down again. We'll turn it all the way down. Let's see. Where are we? We're at 3 minutes and 14 seconds. And this is what dinner looks like tonight. Man, I'm excited. Let me get you back on the tripod. That'll make you too dizzy. Those guys back up. See a little piece that falls off. Go ahead and taste it. That's pretty good. Oh, let me show you this. Now, one of the things that I've learned in all these years of cooking steaks is right here at this point. You see how that meat is glistening? You see how it's kind of like it's shiny, right? Well, at this point, it's medium. It's right about medium or medium, moving towards medium well. Normally, that's where I would take them off. But these, we're going to go ahead and flip it one more time. Get these peppers turned. Oh, yeah, man. You can hear they are rocking. So we got a minute left on the timer on the rice. And then we'll go in and check it again. I just want to make sure that the bottom's not sticking. And then we're going to trick out one of these pieces of fajita. So you've got your meat, right? And you're going to cut it, and you're going to add probably some hot sauce or something to it, but we're going to add that now. You'll probably put cheese on your fajitas, right? And we're going to add that now. And we're going to let that melt. And once that melts, we're going to pull it off of the grill, and then we'll slice that together. There we go. All right, my timer's going off for my rice. I told you we were going to check on that again, right? Let's check on this zucchini. It's got a lot of water, but you don't want it to burn, because if you leave it in one spot too long, you'll burn it. All right. Let's check that rice. Grab that towel. That handle gets really hot. Just want to check the middle. It's doing pretty good. Oh, we got a little bit of sticking back here on the back side. See if I can move the pan a little bit. Let it finish cooking. We'll give it 3 more minutes of heat, and then I'll let it rest for 5 minutes. Same thing with my meat, right? We're going to let this cook all the way through. I like the way that those fajitas are cooked. So we've got our grilled zucchini, we've got our fajita, and then we've got our fajita with a little bit of salsa and some cheese on there and melting. We've got some peppers, and then we've got the Spanish style rice. Man, oh man, it's going to be a good meal tonight, guys. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for coming in and hanging out while we cook dinner on Taco Tuesday here at the chef's backyard. Let's see. We'll go ahead and get these guys off, and we'll let them finish cooking. We'll turn these peppers. Those guys are probably done. That one wants to go a little bit more. This one's all right. The zucchini can go for another minute or two. And then this fajita over here, we can move it up to the warming rack. Let that cheese continue to melt. We'll go ahead and close the lid. And in about 3 or 4 minutes, that's going to all be done. We got a minute left on there. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off. We'll reset the timer, and I will set a timer for 5 minutes. And within 5 minutes, that'll be ready to go. We'll grab some of these tortillas. We'll start warming those guys up. Oh, man. Look at that. That is beautiful. So far, all of our food is coming out real nice. Got some charring on all sides on these zucchini. Got some peppers there. Let's get that other piece of fajita over here. Pull it this way. How about that, guys? How does that look, right? So you've got your fajitas right here. You see how the lines are running this way? You want to cut against that. That's the grain of the meat is running this way. You want to cut against the grain. Let me get these tortillas on. I'll move these up here to the warmer, and it's going to be Tortilla City. 8 tortillas there. The rice is off, looking pretty boss. Go ahead and grab those zucchini. Zucchini looks pretty good too, right? All right. Nice grilled zucchini there. Tortillas flipped. I don't know if you ever had a grilled tortilla like this, but man, they're so good. All right, let me grab those tortillas off the grill, and then we'll put them in the warmer. It's just a cloth tortilla warmer. We'll put them right in there. And that way they stay warm until we're ready to eat. Let me bring you back over here to the cutting board, and I'll show you how to cut those fajitas. Okay, I'm going to turn the grill off. The timer's going off 5 minutes. So remember I was telling you about the grain of the fajita? One of these days, whenever I have a lot of money, I won't have to move the camera. We'll just be able to choose and select cameras. But right here, can you see that? That is the grain of the fajita, right? You want to cut against that. Because if you cut with it, it's going to be, think of like dental floss. That's going to get stuck in your teeth. So we'll cut against the grain. There you have it one more time. Look at that. Oh man, that's so nice. And so that'll be what is in your tacos. Let's give that a taste. Let's see. It's fantastic. It's got a little bit of char. It's got the seasoning went in, especially because it was tenderized. So fantastic. I really appreciate you guys stopping by, hanging out with me here at the chef's backyard tonight while I cook dinner on Taco Tuesday. We made beef fajitas. I showed you how easy it is, and we'll see you soon here at the chef's backyard.